Hello, we're in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. Hello from Washington, D.C. This week we're doing a little bit of a different type of video. This is going to be a travel vlog of Nick and I's first real time in Washington, D.C. Nick has been here one other time, just like driving through on a different trip. And I think he went to the Lincoln Memorial, but I have never been here at all. So I'm really excited. I love history and art and all of that stuff. So I'm really excited to go to some of the museums and check things out. So I hope you enjoy following along. The real reason we're here is that my husband has a meeting he has to go to. So that's tomorrow morning, but we're here. It's currently Thursday, September 8th, and we will be here until Saturday the 10th. And we're staying at this hotel. We just got here, we parked, we got in, it all went super smoothly. So later I'll show you part of the room, but we gotta get going to go eat dinner. We're gonna go eat dinner at a place called And Pizza. We like pizza, so it sounds like a good place for us. And then we need to kind of hurry because we're gonna do a nighttime trolley tour of the National Mall and some of the monuments. So we just figure that might be a good way to see everything at night and kind of get a lay of the land and figure out, you know, where everything is and what we want to do and focus on the next 2 days. The tour we're doing is through Get Your Guide. So if it's a good tour, if we enjoy it, I will link it in the description so you can check it out if you ever come here. All right, well, we're off to dinner and then off to our tour, so I'll check in later. Let's go eat pizza. This is really fun so far.
Yeah, this is a cool city.
Yeah, it's way cleaner than we expected and nicer. I don't know what we were expecting, but it's utter garbage. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I like all the architecture. We're eating our pizza. It's really good.
It's very good.
We both got spicy red sauce and then mozzarella. I got pepperoni and sausage, and I think Nick got pepperoni and bacon. And some onion. I got some basil. It's actually really delicious, but also really spicy. We're gonna get on the trolley.
Sing, sing when my heart sings from the moon.
The thing about those fountains is that the water in those fountains have been collected from the 7 oceans from around the world.
there's some construction going on, but it's still pretty cool.
Where the bill comes.
This was only a 10-minute stop, so we have to go back sooner. We're going to be late, and we already took like 5,000 pictures that probably all look janky. So we're going to go. This is definitely my favorite thing we've seen. So what do you think of the tour?
Pretty cool so far. You get to see a lot in a really short time, which is nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of a rush, but we don't have that much time here anyway.
I like our guide though. He's funny. And it's been good. We'll give more of a review later when there's better lighting.
So,
Tired?
a little bit.
Okay, we're at this really cool gelato place, and Nick got what type?
I got dark chocolate gelato.
And I got Swiss chocolate and stracciatella, which I just learned is vanilla with little chocolate flakes. And we're sitting inside with this little view, and it's like 10 o'clock. Okay, we're back from our evening out. I'll give it a little bit of review of the tour we went on, and then also this awesome little gelato place we went to. But first I thought I'd give you a little hotel room tour before we mess it up. Okay, so this is the little, I don't know, like living room area. I had no clue that it was a suite like this, but I guess it is called Embassy Suites, so maybe I should have guessed that. Has this kind of cool light fixture, this really nice, pretty big couch for a hotel. Also this nice desk if you were going to try to get work done. A nice TV. This looks like it could be an adjoining room. Then you have this little kind of mini kitchenette area, which I also didn't expect. And that has the microwave, fridge, little sink, a nice big mirror, coffee maker. Yeah, it's pretty nice in here. And then this is the bathroom. Nice big lighted mirror. And really nice like shower. I'm pretty impressed. And then in this room you have a Nick. It comes with a Nick, just kidding. Here's the bedroom area. we are just ignore all of our stuff over there. There's another TV. I think I showed you the view earlier, which is kind of maybe the best part. I wonder what it looks like at night. It's still pretty cool. It's a nice little view of the city streets. But yeah, there's a nice full-length mirror there, but it's a super nice little spot. We had looked at Airbnb because we often will choose Airbnb over hotels, but I think in this case, this was the best choice. But this is a super central location. I mean, it was only like a 15-minute max walk to where we went. So that was super nice, super easy to get around. And we're really happy with it. Okay, I'm roping Nick into talking with me about what we thought of the tour. So
Yeah.
what was your overall impression?
It's a great tour if you are here for just a day or two, because we were able to pack in a lot of stuff, able to see, like, kind of hit all of the major memorials, and the only true monument.
We learned a fact today.
That
there's only one monument.
Yeah.
Because a monument is built while the person is still alive.
Yeah.
So the Washington Monument is the only monument, and everything else is a memorial.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be correcting people from now on. Just kidding. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to show someone my knowledge about this.
You know, that might help you at, like, one of those,
like Jeopardy or something, or like a trivia night.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I would say the cons of the tour are it's pretty crowded. Like our trolley, which was really a bus.
Yeah,
it looked like a bus on the outside with big open windows, and on the inside it looked a little bit more like a trolley, but not really.
Yeah.
And some of them did look more like trolleys from the same company, so I'm not really sure how they decide who gets what, but it was fine. Our driver was really good. He gave so many details. I mean, it was like, I will say this might be a con for some people. It was like one fact after another, after another, after another. So we learned a lot, but it was also like, whoa, there's a lot to take in. And it would have been nice maybe to like go a little slower, but we were able to see a lot, like you said.
I mean, it saved us a ton of walking.
It did save us a ton of walking, and we still got to walk around. I would say the other con, and this is probably just with these types of tours in general, is we didn't get a lot of time at each place because it was quick. So if you're someone who really likes to stay for a long time and like read all the plaques and go around, this would probably not be the tour for you. But I think, like Nick said, if you're here for a few days, I definitely think if you're only here for a couple of days or like one night or 2 nights like we are, I think this is a good way to do it, especially if you want to go see museums, because there's so many museums here. It's insane.
Well, and it's at night too.
Yes.
And, you know, all the museums are closed. So that kind of makes the most of your time.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't do anything at night other than like go to restaurants or whatever. We did pass on our way to the hotel, though, an office experience, like from the show The Office.
Yeah.
We might have to look that up because I'm pretty
cool.
curious about it. It's not far from our hotel at all. But yeah, I think I would recommend the trolley tour. If you're okay with being with crowds on the bus, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. But
it wasn't
it's just
like standing room, but just, yeah.
But yeah, we don't typically do bus tours or things like that. I can only think of maybe one other time we've done one, and that was in Scotland. So
sounds right.
And it was part of like a boat and bus tour, so that's why we did it. So yeah, I'll link the tour that we took down in the description if anybody is coming to Washington, D.C. and wants to check it out. We thought it was good, especially like we said, if you don't have a lot of time to spend here. Okay, and tell them where we went after our tour.
We found this gelato place, which was, gelato and coffee. So like double winner.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee, but I understand why people would be excited about that.
Yeah, I would be there in the morning and at night for some coffee in the morning and gelato at night.
Yeah, it was super cute too. It was in this really cute area with these little streamers hanging down, and like
they called it an alley, but that was the most beautiful alley I've ever seen.
Oh, I know. There were like fountains. It was also in the area with all the high-end stores, so I think that's probably why it's so nice. There's like, that's where Louis Vuitton and Kate Spade and all that like ridiculously high-priced stuff was. So it was a pretty nice little area, but I never would have known it was just down there.
It was something like
Dolcetta or something.
Dolcezza. Dolcezza.
I think it's called Dolcezza, but I don't know. I also had to look up how to say my gelato flavor when I was in line because I didn't want to embarrass myself. And it was Straticelli. Straticelli. Now I don't remember. Straticelli, which I found out is vanilla with little pieces of chocolate, and it was pretty good. But the other flavor I got was Swiss chocolate. Oh my gosh. I was like, we're going to come back here. Like, I don't care if we're only here for a couple days. We're going to be back tomorrow. So it was very good.
It was very good.
And we're big gelato fans. On our honeymoon, we went to Hawaii, to Kauai, and we found this little gelato place, and we went there multiple times on our honeymoon because it was so good.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
yeah. It was just fun. We're kind of like that. If we find somewhere we like, we're like, let's go back. Okay, in our last review of another thing we thought we'd tell you about was the pizza place we went to because it didn't quite live up to my expectations in certain ways, but in other ways it was amazing. So first of all, when we walked up, you can barely tell that that's the building it's in. Like,
yeah, it was a little hidden.
Yeah, it's a little, the sign is just kind of hidden and it's really small. And when we walked in the door, I actually was like, oh, sorry, are you closed? And they were like, no. And I'm like, it really looks like you're closed.
They had this big long table and they had chairs up on top of the table.
Yeah, all the chairs were stacked up. The only place you could sit was like in the windows at these little tables that only 2 people could fit in.
Which really, you felt like a monkey at the zoo.
Yeah, because people are walking by staring at you. To be fair, when we walked by and I didn't realize that was the place, I was staring at the people in the window thinking, why would you sit there?
What are they doing?
It turns out we ended up being like
they
those
were eating pizza.
Yeah. But we walked in, it was kind of like, I don't know, I guess I expected like a somewhat cozy atmosphere or like at least sitting room. I knew it was a counter service where you go and you kind of build your own pizza, and the pizza was amazing. So
pizza was really good.
I want to say this place is like 4 or 5 stars on their reviews, maybe 4.5 or 5 stars. So obviously the pizza is good, but not the atmosphere. If you're going on the trolley tour, though, it's amazing because it's right next door.
Yep.
So if you're like us and you get to town a little late and you're going to do that the first night, it's kind of nice to just like go eat a quick pizza and then you're right there. You don't have to worry about walking anywhere else.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a really good night. Now we're going to relax and we'll probably just check in tomorrow. Good morning. It is Friday now, and Nick and I just went downstairs and had breakfast, and that has to be like one of the best free hotel breakfasts I have ever had because it was a made-to-order omelet. You could like pick your ingredients and all that stuff, so we really enjoyed our breakfast. It was actually pretty delicious for a free hotel breakfast. So, okay, so I was just trying to update you in the bathroom, and as I was talking, someone started hammering like so loud on the other side of the bathroom wall to the point where I could like feel it in the floor. So I think they were doing some work on that room, but it's not even 9 a.m. And I can tell you that if I was trying to sleep in, I would have been really frustrated to be woken up by that. It was extremely loud. The nice thing is when you check in, they text you automatically and they say to like let them know if there's anything going on. So Nick is actually gone. He's heading to the consulate right now for his appointment. But I texted him, I'm like, can you please text the front desk and ask them like if they could not do that right now, because I was planning on recording a video this morning, but either way, I don't want to sit in here while it's like someone's banging on the wall. So it's stopped now, so I'm somewhat hopeful that that's not going to be happening. I don't know if they thought someone wasn't staying in here or what, because I don't know. I know they have to get work done at some point, but I don't get the feeling that this hotel is like completely booked right now. So maybe work on a different room. Nick is back, and we're gonna go to an art museum now.
Yeah.
I think the Smithsonian Art Museum, but I also kind of want to go to the National Gallery later too. So we'll see what we can get done. We don't have like a ton of the day to use, so we're gonna head out and show you where we go. The lion outside of our hotel, it says, "That's my ball. Get away."
It doesn't open until 11:30.
Oh, that one opens later. We're heading to our favorite place again, the gelato place, but this time Nick is getting coffee, and this is the cute little square with the little, yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Walking to the museum still. It's kind of a long walk. Nick had to get his coffee, so you know.
It was on the way.
I know, it was on the way. Okay, we've arrived. And we're gonna try to, well, we're gonna try to figure out where we should go. Because we're not gonna look at everything.
No. Okay, our options. 13th to 16th century Italian paintings. 16th century Italian, French, Spanish paintings, sculptures, and decorative arts. 17th to 18th century Italian, Spanish, and French paintings.
I think that looks interesting. 19th century French.
Okay, and then there's sculptures. British, American,
Yeah, I like that.
French. So that is all over in this area. We're
The
here.
second floor. Well, that's terrifying. We're gonna go there in France, and we just found this, and it's a painting of it. That is so cool. I cannot wait to go there in person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I researched this place.
What is it?
Oh yeah, that's one of the bridges we're gonna go to, and this is like a kind of like a plaza.
That's cool.
Nick had to run back to the consulate to try to do one more thing. We knew he was going to try to go back because one of the things he couldn't get done today. But I am still at the art gallery. I just walked around and saw a bunch of really great stuff. And now I'm just sitting here in this rotunda. It's so beautiful. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do until he comes back. There's plenty of other things I can go look at. So that's my plan. Next, we went to this place called Succotash, and it was a restaurant in downtown Washington, D.C. And we really liked the aesthetic and the overall decor and look of the place. As you can see, it's really cute in there. But I have to be honest and say that the food wasn't worth the price, in my opinion. Nick and I got 2 different meals and split them, and the steak we bought was rather expensive, and honestly, we could have probably made one better at home. After lunch, we headed out to a couple other museums we wanted to see. The first being the Natural History Museum, which, funny enough, I was not that interested in going to other than seeing this beautiful atrium, but I was very surprised at how interesting this museum looked. I guess I've just been to a lot of natural history museums before, and I guess I just kind of thought, you've seen one, you've seen them all, but that was definitely not true. I think this would be a super fun museum to bring the kids to someday, and the whole time we were walking around, we thought the kids would absolutely love this. Afterwards, we went to the American History Museum, which was really interesting. I will say I built it up a little more in my mind. There were some exhibits that were closed that I had really wanted to go to, one being like a transportation one, but we were able to see a really cool exhibit about the First Lady's inauguration dresses, and that was just really interesting. My friend Sarah had told me it would be a good place to stop, and I'm glad we did.
Fancy meeting you here.
It's pretty fun.
There it is, the White House. Pretty cool.
We made it to the White House. Kind of reminds me of our house.
Yeah, just like our house.
We're at the Washington Monument, not Memorial.
No, this one is the only monument in this entire city.
Also, just FYI, there are so many mosquitoes in this place. I don't know if it's the time of year or what, but we should have brought bug spray because mosquitoes love me. But yeah, we're here. It's really exciting. We just rode scooters for a super, super long time. I included some footage of that, so it was really fun. It's a little stressful, but it's so much faster than walking, and it's kind of expensive, I will say that. So it's more something you do just to have fun. We just picked up pizza, and it's from what, Ella's wood-fired grill or something. Yeah. But it's kitchen.
Yes.
It looks delicious. My dad recommended this because when he was in DC a year or so ago, he went here, I guess. So we're gonna try it out. Stopped at Chipotle just for drinks on the way over because the drinks they had here were super small and expensive. So we're gonna enjoy ourselves now. To try the first bite, and we're gonna see his reaction live on camera. Not live. It's live for me. Was it good?
It's good.
We got the quattro formaggi. That's how Nick said it, basically, because he's fancy. And then we added bacon. We're back at it with the gelato. So yummy.
You couldn't resist.
Good morning. We have been woken up to, I think, an Indian wedding celebration, and they're walking down the street. There's a horse, I don't know if you can see that, but they're just like dancing and partying down the street, and they look like they're just having a really good time. So it's not early, like it's not like it woke us up, but yeah, they're like having the best time ever. It's super loud, like you can hear the music, and they've just been slowly walking down the street. So that's what we've been watching. Well, I'm very sweaty and hot right now because we just walked back to the souvenir shop to buy something for our son. I think we got something he'll really like, but we've packed up, got backpacks and purses and stuff, and we are headed to get our car and then hopefully go get some really good croissants for lunch. And
That'd be awesome.
And then we're gonna go see the National Cathedral. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully it all works out. So we'll catch up with you later. Okay, we got our car out of the parking garage and now we're in this really cute area. And this is like the Georgetown area. And so it almost has like a British feel to it. So we're gonna go walk to a little boulangerie and get some croissants, and Nick's gonna get some coffee. So we'll have to show you what we get. There's the boulangerie. Okay, so this place was called Boulangerie Christophe, and it was incredible. We had our fill of croissants, and then we ended up going back through the line and grabbing some to take home with us because they were that good. And we also brought home one of their sourdough loaves. So we totally loved it. Highly recommend. Atmosphere was really cute. The staff was really friendly, and the croissants were amazing. Not to mention, it is just making me so excited for our France trip this summer. Okay, this was the last stop on our trip, and it was incredible. Actually, I'm kind of glad we saved it for last because it was a super fun build-up. So this is the National Cathedral, and as you can see, it is just incredibly beautiful. And what's really cool about this place is they have a tour that you can go on, and the tour was so informative, and I think it gave me a much greater appreciation for the cathedral, even though I already loved it before I knew all of the other information. Honestly, I wish I could remember more of the facts that I learned about it, but if you are going to Washington, D.C., definitely go do this tour. It not only has, the Christian themes, but there's a lot of American history wrapped up even within the stained glass or in different carvings around, and they tell so many stories that you could probably visit hundreds of times and never hear all of the stories involved in this cathedral. I don't feel like this was a main one on lists that I saw when I was looking up things to do, but I thought it looked so beautiful. I'm super glad we went. Alright, it has been quite a while since our trip, and I'm editing this video and realized I never really finished it. So I thought I'd come on here and just say thank you so much for watching. This was such a fun trip and very random one for us to take. Like, the only reason we went is because Nick had to go to the Brazilian consulate. So it ended up being a fun little trip and a nice little getaway for us, just kind of unexpected. So we really enjoyed it. I definitely want to go back with the kids. Something I liked a lot about this trip was that most things you do are free. And so you can spend a little extra on things like the scooter rides or going out to eat because most of the other activities are completely free, which is pretty nice if you ask me. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, and I'd love it for you to subscribe so we could hang out more often. And since you made it to the end of the video, which means you're my very favorite, don't tell the others, I'm gonna do my super secret end of the video question I normally do. Since I have travel on my mind, I want to make the question travel oriented. So we went to Washington D.C. and for those of you who don't know, this summer we are going to France and specifically to Paris for about a week and then a couple other places. But I would like to know, when you are traveling, is your preference to go somewhere like busy and bustling, like to a city, or do you prefer to go somewhere that is more about relaxing, whether it's like the beach or a resort or something like that? I like both it for many different reasons, but I do think I tend to be more of a like a go, go, go vacationer. Like I like to see everything and do everything. So I would love to know. So yes, do you prefer going to a big city or a bustling area and kind of having a go, go, go vacation? Or do you prefer a much more laid back, calm, like resting at the lake or at the beach type of vacation? Tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you soon.